Being a man who is routinely the most capable person in the room, in a crisis, he is the one everyone looks to. He possesses the strategic mind of a general and the quiet competence to execute. Yet, when the opportunity for formal leadership, the title, the power, the pedestal arrives, the Sigma male routinely declines. The alpha chases the spotlight, driven by the need for external validation and visible status. Others scramble for the safety of a structured position. But the Sigma walks away from the throne he could easily claim. He is a fearless leader who fundamentally refuses to lead. Why? By the end of this video, we will decode the exact strategic reasons behind this refusal. You will understand how this choice protects a Sigma's most valuable assets and why his quiet refusal to play the game makes him far more powerful than the men who win the titles. Stay until the end to uncover the secret method Sigmas use to pull the strings of power without wearing the crown. Number 1. He prioritizes freedom over status. Most men chase leadership for one primary reason: power and external status. They are looking for the title that dictates their worth, the corner office, the power to give orders, and the recognition that comes with being the head of the table. But the Sigma male recognizes the trap in that gold-plated cage. He sees that traditional leadership is an exchange. He trades his peace and his complete autonomy for constant accountability and a demanding public schedule. The formal role becomes a master, shackling him with endless meetings, political obligations, and the constant need to manage the emotions of a team. The cost of that power is the loss of his self-determination, the threat to his inner world, and the energy drain of performing for others. The Sigma is unwilling to bear that burden. He operates on his own terms. He will contribute when needed, even step forward and fearlessly take charge during a genuine crisis. But once the objective is met and the fire is out, he steps back immediately. He refuses the lifelong obligation. The paradoxical result is that by refusing the role, he remains uncompromised, and his input, when it is given, becomes rare, valuable, and in many cases more respected than the commands of the actual person in charge. Number 2. A Sigma male fiercely guards his inner world. The average man views his work and his relationships as a stage for public performance. He seeks a position where the crowd can validate his efforts, and he submits his mental space to the constant noise of external expectations, judgment, and social media. But the Sigma male knows that his true value lies in his unshaped, clear thinking, in the deep, quiet internal space where strategy is forged and creativity is born. Leadership is fundamentally public. It demands constant attention, endless meetings, and opening one's core space to the demands of others, which rapidly drains a strategist's most precious resource, his mental clarity. The Sigma refuses to subject that strength to the external pressure cooker. Instead of accepting the title, he protects his sanctuary. He operates in the silence, developing the ideas that the formal leaders will eventually implement. This is not weakness. This is the strategic protection of strength. The paradox is that by shielding his inner process, the ideas he eventually shares are highly refined and therefore carry a heavier weight, making him the silent intellectual backbone of any successful operation. Number 3. He completely rejects the power gaze. Most men at the top of the hierarchy are consumed by the social and political theater required to stay there. This means endless networking, hidden rules, fake smiles, silent deals, and a constant focus on image building rather than truth. They trade their integrity for influence. The Sigma male sees these games with perfect cold clarity. He understands that this political posturing demands dishonesty, a complete waste of energy, and a fundamental sacrifice of his integrity. His refusal to chase the title is a validation that he prefers realness over recognition. He will not contort his character simply to gain a seat at the table. His alternative method is simple. He leads by being the most real person in the room. He speaks only the truth, offers advice only when it's genuinely needed, and he is incapable of playing the court jester or the politician. His refusal to engage in the charade disrupts expectations and, ironically, causes the people who do play the game to pay closer attention to him. Because he wants nothing from them, his advice is seen as pure. If you agree that the greatest power is the freedom to speak the truth, let me know in the comments below. Number 4. The Sigma refuses to allow power to corrupt his true self. The traditional leader is often defined by his role, seeking the title to define his character. He believes the power will elevate him. But the Sigma male's aversion to leadership stems from a strategic fear of the coercive nature of power itself. He understands that the very role of a leader, having the authority to judge, command, and control others, can make a person cold, self-interested, and unjust. The traditional leader often becomes the very antisocial person the Sigma despises. The cost of leadership here is not just lost time, but lost character. The Sigma refuses the title because he fears the role will change him, forcing him to act against his deeply held values of self-sufficiency and objective fairness. Instead, he operates as a strategic free agent. He uses his competence not to give orders, but to elevate the standard of work, using his actions as the benchmark. He proves that the only authority he needs is the internal authority of his own competence.
Number 5. He leads by action, not by command. Most people misunderstand how true influence is generated. They believe they need the title, the microphone, and the elevated platform to have an impact. The average man seeks positional authority, the right to issue orders and expect obedience. But the Sigma male knows that authority is fragile, while influence is durable. He understands that genuine respect is earned through consistent behavior, competence, and reliability. His core principle is simple: set the standard by living it. The cost of a leadership title is the expectation that he must constantly manage, instruct, and delegate. The Sigma skips the noise of telling people what to do. His alternative is to simply do the work. He sets a high bar by showing up, handling complex problems quietly, and executing with excellence. This quiet method breaks the power balance in any group because people are inspired to mirror his behavior, not because they fear his command, but because they respect his results. The paradoxical result is that he creates a culture of high performance without ever having to issue a single order, making him the genuine center of gravity. Number 6. A Sigma male respects the individual path of others. The traditional leader is often burdened with the duty to micromanage, constantly correct, and try to mold every member of the team into his own image. This stems from a need for control and a belief that he knows what is best for everyone else. The Sigma male views this as an intrusion on personal freedom. He has no desire for the heavy job of shaping people's lives or pushing them in directions they may not be ready for. He fundamentally respects the space others need to learn, fail, and grow independently. He doesn't want the obligation to correct the mistakes of others. He trusts their process. His alternative is to provide the tools and not the roadmap. He provides insights and support only when explicitly asked. This hands-off approach disrupts the social expectation of the boss and is why he doesn't want the title. He refuses to take on the emotional labor required to manage others' potential. This, ironically, is why people seek his counsel above all others. They know his advice comes without the cost of control. Number 7. He satisfies his need for influence by pulling strings secretly. Many people assume the refusal to lead means a refusal to influence, which is a critical mistake. They only recognize power that is publicly visible and signed with a title. The Sigma male is a natural strategist and his need for impact remains, but he fulfills it on his own terms. The trap of formal leadership is that every move, every statement, and every strategy is scrutinized. The The Sigma prefers the anonymity of the shadows. His alternative method is that he orchestrates events behind the scenes. He provides a key insight, a crucial piece of strategy, or an objective analysis directly to the formal leader, who then unknowingly acts on his guidance. He moves the chess pieces without ever having to sit on the board. The cost he avoids is the loss of his privacy and independence. The paradoxical result is that the Sigma maintains significant, often greater, influence over the direction of the organization because his advice is unburdened by ego or political gain, all while the formal leader takes the pressure and the Sigma maintains his complete freedom.